So we've got some things coming up here on the show. So and you know, as is so often the case, you dear listener, dear watcher, we're on Facebook Live now, and you're just waiting for something else to happen besides Mick and Leaf talking. Even though this is our favorite part.
Yeah, it's theirs too. Let's not kid ourselves.
Right.
Because a train wreck is always interesting to watch.
Right.
I mean, not when there's people involved.
Well,
just the train. The train wreck
to see
itself.
any of the people.
Right.
Trying not to see any of the people that are involved.
Whatever you need, Mick. Whatever you need. I'm here to support you.
Let's see. So I tell you what, we get to visit with some of our friends from Jockey Onassis here in a second. They've got a new EP out. And probably the best thing to do here is just to play the title track from this, and come back and visit with our friends from Jockey Onassis. So
sounds lovely.
Stick around. Let's hear this. This is hot off the press from Jockey Onassis' American Dreams EP, and this is called "This Is My American Life." Music from right here in Lex KY. And we will be back. So don't you go nowhere.
Don't touch that dial. That was raucous, is what that was.
That voice. I'm so happy to hear that voice.
Aw,
Yeah.
thanks.
Jockey Onassis is here in the studio, and let me see here. Yeah, so that I am reminded of the just quintessential punk rock singing voice of Jockey Onassis' lead singer. It's good to see you.
Thanks. Yeah, good to see you. We're glad to be here.
Let's see. So,
Oh, okay.
there you go. That'll help some. Abby. Yeah? Okay. I wasn't sure if we were we're on the air now, so I wasn't sure if we were. If it was. There's a little difference on Facebook, in other words, for reasons that we don't need to go into. Right?
No, we don't.
Justin and Jim are here also. Abby, Justin, and Jim, also known as Jockey Onassis, who've been on the show a number of times with us before. Hello, friends.
Hey.
Let's see. So, let's see. That was the lead-off track from your new EP, which I believe is kind of hot off the press, right?
Yes, that's our first listen, if you will.
Oh, yeah?
Woohoo!
Is that the debut of this?
Yeah,
Yep.
that would be
Alright
the
then.
debut spin of that song. So the EP comes out on Saturday, on 4/20.
Okay.
Of course, let's let that sit there for a
Yeah,
moment.
I didn't say anything.
No connotation there.
Nothing. Just, 4/20.
So, let's see.
It's not like stoner metal or anything.
No.
But,
Nothing like that.
So I guess I have a question, and that is, I hear this, and that was the track, This Is My American Life. And, of course, never having heard it before, I'm not quite sure of the lyrical content. But do you want to talk about that for a second?
This was yours. This is one of the ones Justin wrote.
All right.
It's all about consumerism.
Okay.
And just spending money and not having money to spend.
Okay.
Putting money on credit cards. Buying new cars all the time. Just traditional American consumerism.
And what about, is there any reference to, I'm kind of obsessed with the sort of the kind of new appendage of that, which is the efforts by almost anybody to kind of get you on kind of a utility sort of situation where it's just like a regular debit, a regular debit from your account.
Well,
not just like a one-time thing, but like a
right.
regular, let's get you just, I mean, even charity does this actually, where they're like, and I'm not
Like
going to trash them for that,
recurring
but like, can we
payment
just get you on a regular monthly payment?
I mean, not in. There's no reference to that in the in the literal sense, but there's the first lines of the song are coffee and fries on every corner. So I mean, like the food addiction,
Okay.
And the phone addiction.
Right.
Gotta win this game before my battery's gone.
Yep.
Don't talk to me, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Gotta win this game before my battery's gone.
Is that a line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then
That's good.
the last stanza is not paying attention to more important things, right? Like, so it says, dropping big bombs from 30,000 feet, no blood spilled, so I'll just go back to sleep. Right? So the important things, like, we're going around killing people, but
Right.
no, I got to play this video game, right? Which is
As a photographer, I'd like to mention that every different people have different complaints about cell phones, but mine is, as a photographer, is that it's almost impossible for me to take I'm a photojournalist, and I photograph people just living their lives, not like, hey, smile everybody, but like, it's so hard to get a picture of any group of people where one person isn't actually staring at their phone, actually just like kind of looking at their phone. It just ruins every picture, basically.
It does.
Because you don't even want to see that picture later. You don't want to see a picture of yourself where there's like you're staring at your phone and you're like, oh man, that guy was taking a picture. Why didn't he say something?
It's like going back in time when I was a smoker, and like in every picture there's a cigarette, and I'm like, well, I would have loved that picture otherwise. Ruined it.
Well, have you seen they have those, I think they have it on, like, the power boxes next to traffic lights over by Transy. There's a sign that says, kind of pay attention, you're about to cross the street.
Well, they need to tell those kids that for sure, because they've set up a situation where the poor transy students, I use the term figuratively, are being trained to walk out into traffic.
Yeah.
Because there's the crosswalk there. It's kind of this famous crosswalk, right?
Right.
And it just, and as a driver, you need to be careful because these students have been trained that they can just walk out into traffic and cars will stop. And I believe that. I believe that cars should stop if a human being walks out into traffic. But if it doesn't happen,
Well, the
the
driver,
consequences are fairly significant.
and the drivers are looking at their phones too, right? So it's just this kind of convergence of people looking at their phone and they're just going to all crash into each other.
We're here with Jockey Onassis, one of my favorite band names. So I want to ask you guys about, and we talked a little bit about it before, but like with all of these societal gripes that we have, isn't this the best time ever for punk rock? I mean, shouldn't it be?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it should be.
Yeah, I feel like people are pretty receptive to our message most of the time, unless it's a song about women's issues, and then a lot of dudes are like, oh. My favorite was where we were playing, and I said something about the song on this album called The Absurdity of the Modern Condition that we played the recorded version of last time.
Yeah.
And this guy was live streaming, and he went, oh, great, because I said the song's about fighting oppression and patriarchy, and oh, great. And then we started playing, and he heard it, and he was like, this song's awesome. And I thought, well, the lyrical content didn't alter itself. Like, it's still about that.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But it rocks now.
Yeah, but now it rocks,
Yeah.
I guess.
This is a weird thing that sort of issue related punk music has always faced in a seemingly incredible way to me. Like for some reason, I just immediately started thinking about Dead Kennedys and how, this extremely, this very issue related punk rock band that I'd say serves as some inspiration for Jockey Onassis.
Absolutely.
And then on a certain level, there would be a contingent of giant jackasses that would show up at their shows, like white supremacists and stuff like that. And they're like, what do you guys not understand about what we're singing here? It doesn't have, it's a direct, isn't it weird?
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you listen, Justin wrote the lyrics to "This Is My American Life," and I wrote the music. If you listen to the music, I was actually inspired by the Dead Kennedys. Too drunk to can't say the word. The guitar lick is actually a bit derivative of "They're Too Drunk to."
Yeah.
blank.
Okay.
Tell them about the really recent Dead
Well, I
Kennedys
don't want to really give it away, but we're going to do it. We're planning a updated version of "California Uber Alice."
That song is just gold.
And
Right.
we just worked on it the other night, and I'd never heard that song. Admittedly, I'm a newfound punk lover, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
Jim rewrote all the lyrics. It's pretty funny. But
I guess we can give it away. It's going to be called Mar-a-Lago Uber Alice.
It's so overdue.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Well,
we're-
because Jello Biafra, even he rewrote California Uber Alice
3 times.
for 3 times.
He did one for, the original one's Jerry Brown, second one was Ronald Reagan, and third one's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. So,
So I was thinking about something else you just said. The last time we were here, we played a song called "Tell Me I'm Pretty" about, men commenting unnecessarily on the appearance of women, and someone posted a live clip of that song, like from a show on our page, and was like, "Yay!" And someone wrote, "Oh, I'm just jealous of that drummer getting to stare at your, something." And I said, "Man, did you even listen? Like, you're disgusting. You can go F yourself. Like, get out of here. Did you even listen to the song? You proved my point." Yeah, it's like that. Let's come and just let's miss the whole point entirely. It's crazy.
yeah. Let's see, and I don't know. Yeah, that just I had to stop reading like sort of comments, basically any comments ever
Yeah.
online, because it's only a matter of time, really, all the time before. I don't know. There's like a whole subspecies called the troll,
Yeah, the troll.
which is sort of, is it like, now
You
I've
guys
got,
get trolls on your show? Do people troll you?
if we do, I don't read the comments, do they?
I'd welcome some trolls. That would ensure me that people are listening. I would be very excited about that.
Let's see. Jockey Onassis is here. Abby, Justin, and Jim. They've got they're Lexington based. You guys have been kicking out the jams. You have an MC5 T-shirt on, by the way, which is awesome.
Thank you.
And you guys have been at this for a few years now, right?
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 to 3. So is this your second EP?
It is.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, so we heard "This Is My American Life."
Would you like to play Bluebird? That
It
would
sounds
be
so
our
sweet.
It sure does. It was.
Yeah.
It was written after the last election.
Okay.
I got pretty affected by the person we elected and the things that he had done to women, admittedly on tape.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess we can move beyond the word alleged because it's confirmed. Anyway, I'm not a fan of his. I don't know if you picked up on that. So this song is about being a blue dot in a red state, essentially.
Okay. This is Bluebird from the new Jockey Onassis EP, American Dreams, which you're going to be hearing a lot on WRFL, I suspect. We'll play this, and then we're going to do some news from the University of Kentucky Journalism Department, and then come back with more Trivial Thursdays. So stick around, won't you? Let's see here. Let me find the right button to push. There we go. How about this one?
do, made of wet cement. All these good intentions you will circumvent, not minding the silence nor the lack of consent. Who's gonna save me from this melody? A song that has deafened me. I feel like a bluebird in a flock of cardinals, pressing against the wind, navigating this flight so low. You scream so loud for those with no voices. When given options, you condemn with your choices. When I cut through the noise, all I hear is static. I do my best to keep it on mute. Images haunt me of this wolf in a suit. I must resist, of this I'm absolute. Who's gonna save me from this melody? A song that has deafened me. I feel like a bluebird in a flock of cardinals, pressing against the wind, navigating this flight so low. Who's gonna save me from this melody? A song that has deafened me. I feel like a bluebird in a flock of cardinals, pressing against the wind, navigating this flight so low. Dinosaurs roam
Jockey Onassis there from their EP, The Amazing Power of Apathy. You guys are never short on the razor wordplay already. This was your previous EP. Is this from last year?
Yeah, November.
In November.
Creation, was that the track?
Yeah, it's Creation.
About my favorite place. the Disney World of Kentucky.
Oh, that's sure is one way to put it. I hear they have rides there, just like the real Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like kind of I use the word tribute as loosely as possible.
Yeah.
To Ken Ham and the Creation Museum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't this inspired by his debate with Bill Nye? Jim?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
It was
We love Bill Nye.
our former bass player wrote the music, and he was a biologist, and he's like, we should write something about the Creation Museum, because I guess he saw something with the Ken Ham Bill Nye debate. And he goes, can you write something about creation? I'm like, yeah, I can probably come up with something pretty stupid.
So I was at I think it was Arcadium. I had this. You just gave me this fond memory, and like I'm not really a fan at all of TVs in bars or really anywhere, but they had 3 TV screens when that debate was on, and they had, if I remember correctly, I had this moment of zen where they had, so that debate was on one TV, a UK game was on another, and an obscure old kung fu movie was on the third TV.
That's awesome.
And I just felt like this is really the best use of these TVs, I think, for really any crowd. Anyway, so that track from your previous EP, has anyone been to the Creation Museum?
No,
Yeah.
I think they just tell me to get out.
Are we going after the show?
I'm ready right now. Are we leaving? I am so into this.
Yeah.
I want to sneak in.
This has like
though,
gotten
just saying.
national. I mean, it's been open for I don't know how many years now, and it's been the folly of I think every major late night television show.
From what I understand, it's not really a museum. There aren't collections there. Or anything. It's displays promoting a worldview. I haven't been there, but that's my understanding. Is calling it a museum is a bit of a stretch.
Well, I hear the shuttle bus. They run a shuttle bus up to the Creation Museum, and it's shaped just like Fred Flintstone's car.
You got to put your feet at the bottom. You got to put your feet at the bottom. And
Yeah, exactly. Okay, everyone pedal.
So how, let's see. The songwriting process here must just be a constant kind of I know we can write a song about. I know. Like every day you all have these moments where like, oh my god, I know we can write a song about.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
How we got from Creation to Kim Davis.
yeah. So we wrote Creation, and this was one of the I think it was one of the first ones we really wrote, like after I joined. And I said, well, that's great, but when are you going to write me a song about Kim Davis?
Yeah.
She's pretty awful. Jim's like, challenge accepted. So actually, there's a song called Kimmy D on the new EP about her. It was on the Lady Parts compilation that Kim from Big Fresh put together. So we're a big fan of that song. It's pretty fun. So we like to challenge each other, right? I dare you to write a song about this.
Take something awful and make it awesome.
Yeah.
Make it, yep.
Hey, this is pretty stupid. I bet we can write a song about it.
Jockey Onassis is here, and so I always love talking to you guys about kind of about punk rock, really, and just sort of the heritage of it, what it is. Not that it has to be really defined, but like I always like your all's kind of definition of it, which is that it almost always includes this kind of really like jagged socio-political edge to it.
Yeah.
That to you that is an important part of it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because not all, punk rock does that. And again, I'm using that term in a pretty classical sense, really. I'm thinking, of Dead Kennedys or Social Distortion or, these bands that, and again, they didn't always necessarily all do that. But if we can sort of circle back around, I can't understand why there's not more. This seems like such a rich time. The 80s were a really fertile time for socio-political punk rock. It seems like we should have there should just be an explosion of socio-political punk rock bands. I'm not always in touch.
Yeah.
Are there maybe? Have you guys played festivals with handfuls of other bands doing this kind of thing?
No, but I'd say that maybe punk is just evolving. Because do you look at a band like Non-Compliant that's local, and their big issues are most of their songs about gender issues, just the idea of gender and tackling what that means to be say non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is always very issue driven. It's just maybe the kind of issues that changes, not just all about politics, but the
Well,
politics of
Okay.
gender and
As long
gender
as
identity.
there's some kind of sort of concerns in there, if you will,
Yeah.
which I think is one of the biggest values of punk rock, and whether it's thumbing your nose at that, making fun of it, or whatever, that's all great. But it's great if it helps. Not that it's necessarily the purpose of it, but it's great if it helps kind of maybe open people's eyes by way of their ears,
Yeah,
getting
I mean,
really loud things in them.
for me personally, it's all about bucking the trend and, fighting the norm. And so, I mean, that's the traditional message of punk rock, I guess. But, I take that to heart. And
Yeah.
so when I write a song, even musically, like I'm keeping that in mind, and that's where the music's coming from. Is
Yeah.
that mentality.
Yeah, even since our last conversation, I thought quite a lot about this. That punk rock would, it's not giving up every rule. Like the Ramones still tuned their guitars.
Yes.
Right? So it's always kind of this they're always tweaking kind of one or two rules at once. Right? And one of the things I think I was thinking about how we approach it. One of the things I think we do that's a little bit different is one of the things that typically with the punk rock bands is they're all basically the same age. Right, they all come from the same era, right? So all the
Okay.
Sex Pistols were about the same age, right?
Oh,
All
I
the
see.
Dead Kennedys,
You mean
right?
within any given band?
Yeah, within any given band, and we've
Okay.
got what a 20
some odd years.
some odd year,
Yeah.
right? So we're all pulling from various different eras of punk rock, right? I'm the old timer. I'm the Dead Kennedys, Sex Pistols, Stooges guy, right? And Justin,
You're the youngest, right, Justin?
Yeah.
is pulling from a kind of different era. So when we start writing songs, it kind of works that we're kind of breaking this kind of norm of, well, where are you pulling this from? We seem to be pulling it from different generations of punk rock.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if a lot of people do. I can't think of a lot of bands that have
And
the age difference
Right.
that we
it's
do.
true. Don't forget about the Britney Spears influence is also strong. I like to bring that up as much as possible.
Oh, good.
And, yeah.
Clearly.
I'm sure.
This
you
is
hear
on a
that come
5-second
through the
delay.
music
Can we
all the
del-
time.
can we-
How would you? Yeah. Is it as an influence on your singing? Would you say?
On the lyrical
Brittany?
content.
The lyrical
clearly.
content. Okay. Excellent.
No, I do
That's
love
what we're
her.
shooting for.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do love her, though. She's a mess.
And that's okay.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, it's great. I'm
punk rock.
I'm
It's
not
like
even
her original
anybody's-
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Let's see. I have learned "Oops, I Did It Again" on ukulele. It's a really good ukulele song. Yeah.
You want to open for us?
I'll come sing it
Could
with
happen.
you.
Yeah. No, that's
know all
not,
the words
listen,
by
I'm
heart.
not. This is me not saying no to
You guys
that.
can do a duet.
We could do a
Yeah.
duet. Nick, that
This
would
is
be
me
great.
not saying no to that at all.
All right, it's game on.
Listen, so when can people check you guys out? This EP, is it on the shelves yet, or what's the deal? Virtual or
it'll be
or concrete?
digitally available on Saturday
Yeah.
via our Bandcamp page. You can also follow us on Facebook if you so choose. There will be information there as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
So, and all the major streaming outlets as well: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, Tidal. Deezer.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Well, y'all come back and see us. Let's play one more track off of American Dreams, the new EP from Jockey Onassis.
Can we play Kimmy D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super.
Another
It's fun
great-
and up. We'll leave you on a fun, upbeat.
Another great
note.
Kentucky song. I love that you include like some, there is also this is like locally grown punk rock. Not just because you
Yeah.
guys are all from here, but like you
Right.
find like Kentucky material to
We're
write about.
Kentucky proud, no doubt about it.
It's tough to
are.
narrow it. It's tough to narrow it down sometimes.
Oh, on one last note, we have a song in the works. I just want to get everyone excited about it called "Stairway to Bevan." So
Oh, I was just gonna say that I hoped that if I had a hope for a Jockey Onassis song, it would be that there would be one called "Sewage." And it could have to do with the sewage
Yep.
bill that wrecked the education pension system.
ooh, that's
See?
so good.
Janet could.
I mean, they are
Yeah,
just
right,
like
yeah.
they.
Janet could write it.
I mean, the legislature practically wrote it for you by putting that
We
that
could just
stuff in
like
a
pull out
sewage bill.
excerpts from the bill and like reconfigure it.
Would it be plagiarism to use that as our lyrics?
Not if
Right?
we
Just,
not
you
if
know,
we
not
directly
copyrighted,
cite it.
I'm
If
sure.
we
Yeah.
cite it,
Just get up there and read
Words
the bill.
found here, authors.
Can you copyright a bill?
Yeah, I don't know.
But in order to fully be a kind of authentic, I think that it would be important for one of you to write the song and then not let the other two read it until you're in the studio recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll summon them. We'll summon them. Give them 4 hours before the special session, the special recording session starts.
Jockey Onassis, Abby, Justin, and Jim. Thanks for coming in, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to have you on the stick here. And best wishes. Did I ask when your next gig is? You got a gig on the on?
We're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that people can keep up, like you said, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Sure.
We put all the updates there.
Okay. So this is Kimmy D from their new EP, American Dreams. We'll send you out with that. And stick around because this is Trivial Thursdays, and coming up in just a little bit, Eli Utal-Veroff is here and with the Lexington Chamber Orchestra. So that's coming up. Also, if you were tuning in to hear Frank X. Walker, we were excited to have Frank on the show, but some personal problems came up and Frank couldn't make it. So, and it's problems that I can completely understand, which have to do with child care and among other things. So anyway, so we will have Frank X. Walker on the show another time and all that stuff. So let's see. So here's Jockey Onassis with Kimmy D, and we will be back. Stick around. More Trivial Thursdays to come.